Hello students, welcome back for the part 6th session of assessment of companies chapter under business taxation subject for final year BCom students. In the last sessions, we have learned what is MAT, why MAT will be calculated and how to calculate the MAT. We have also seen by solving one illustration under minimum alternative tax. In this session, we are going to see how to find out tax under normal provision along with the MAT and the company ultimately what tax they need to pay. By solving some illustration, we will understand how the companies will pay tax by calculating tax liability under normal provision as well as tax liability under MAT 115 JB. So let us start with the first illustration. Infi Limited is engaged in the manufacture and exports of bags. Following is the profit and loss account of the company for the assessment year 2019-20. On the debit side, we have raw material consumed, wages and salaries, administration expenses, depreciation, other indirect expenses, provision for contingent liability, proposed dividend and net profit. On the credit side, we have sales. Under sales, local sales as well as foreign sales, that is export, excise duty drawback, then cash subsidy. Other informations: depreciation under Income Tax Act, amount to rupees 1,20,000. Payment against one bill of rupees 50,000 was made to supplier in cash. Indirect expenses include custom penalty of rupees 12,000. Convertible foreign exchange brought into India, rupees 34,50,000. Then we have a business loss brought forward and also brought forward unabsorbed depreciation as per books as well as per Income Tax Act. Then calculate income tax liability of the company as per normal provisions of Income Tax Act, then tax liability under MAT, then tax liability for the assessment year 2019-20. In this illustration, we are supposed to find out the tax liability under normal provision as well as tax liability under MAT. By finding out both of that, we are going to compare those two taxes and whichever is the higher will be payable by the company. So that we are supposed to find out. So I have told you the format. We are supposed to prepare 3 parts by finding out tax liability under normal provision, tax liability under MAT as well as ultimate tax will be paid by the company. First, let us find out how much tax they need to pay under normal provision. In order to find out tax liability under normal provision, we need to follow 3 steps. First, we need to find out income from business, then total income, then tax liability under normal provision. So in the illustration, the company name is Infi Limited for the assessment year 2019-20. So let us consider part A, that is related to normal provision. So first we are supposed to find out taxable income from business of Infi Limited. Always we are going to start from net profit. As you can see in the illustration, we have net profit of rupees 10 lakhs. So let us take that in the outer column. Net profit as per profit and loss account 10 lakhs. Then we are supposed to add always first one as non-business expenditure which is debited to profit and loss account. Whatever the expenditure which are debited to profit and loss account which are not related to business, we are supposed to add it here. So let us see what are all the non-business expenditures are there. First one on the debit side is raw material consumed. Raw material usually purchased for business and it will be also business expenditure, but we have one adjustment for that. One is payment against one bill of rupees 50,000 was made to supplier in cash. So they have made purchase. For that purchase they have paid in cash with the amount of rupees 50,000. Remember, any amount which is paid in cash more than 10,000, the entire amount will be considered as non-business even though if it is used for business. So that is the reason I am taking it as non-business 50,000. Next we have wages and salaries, it is business. Then administration expenses, it is also business. We don't have any adjustment for that. Then we have depreciation 1,07,500. In the adjustment they have also mentioned that depreciation under IT Act amount of 1,20,000. So as the depreciation is allowed as per, then we can take the debit side depreciation 1,07,500 while adding it. Then the adjustment depreciation we are supposed to deduct. Then we have other indirect expenses 5 lakh, that is also business expenditure, but we have one adjustment for that. Indirect expenses include custom penalty of rupees 12,000. So custom is a business expenditure. Paying penalty or any outstanding on that will be always non-business. So that is the reason penalty amount, fine amount will be always non-business. So custom penalty will be 12,000. Then we have provision for contingent liability. So as I told you, any provisions, any reserves will be non-business expenditures. So this will be also considered as non-business. Then we have proposed dividend. So any dividends, any debentures, any shares related activities always will be non-business. So this point will be also non-business. Let us take proposed dividend amount of rupees 2 lakh. So apart from this, we don't have any other expenditures on the debit side that is related to non-business. Then the second point, we are supposed to take business income not credited to profit and loss account. This point we are supposed to see in adjustment. In adjustment, we don't have any business income related points. The fourth one is related to the exports, which is on the credit side. So that is the reason we don't have any of that. It will be nil. Then we have overvaluation of opening stock, undervaluation of closing stock. Both will be nil because we don't have any opening stock, closing stock in the illustration. So total will be 4,09,500. By adding it to net profit, I'll get 14,09,500. Then we are supposed to take non-business income on the credit side. As you can see, we don't have any non-business income on the credit side because first one is sales. Under sales, we have local sales, that is business. Then we have exports. Under export, we have one point, that is convertible foreign exchange brought into India. Any convertible foreign exchange brought into India, it will not have any restrictions by the government. So as this is the legally activity, then it will be also considered as business income. So that is the reason it will not be considered as non-business income and we are not going to take it. Then we have excise duty drawback. Excise duty will come under indirect taxes. All indirect taxes will be business expenditure. But here in the illustration, they have given excise duty drawback. Whatever the excise duty they have paid, that duty they are getting as a refund. So if they are paying tax, then it will be business. If they are getting as a refund, then it will be also business. Then we have cash subsidy. Sometimes the government may give the subsidy for any activities related to exports or any activity which is done in special economic zones or any other areas. So in the same way they have given cash subsidy, it will be also considered as business income. So that is the reason we are not taking it. Apart from this, we don't have any non-business income on the credit side. So first point will be nil. Then the second point, we are supposed to take business expenditure not debited to profit and loss account. In the adjustment, we are supposed to take the business expenditure. We have one, always depreciation, which is allowable as per IT Act. So that will be considered as business expenditure that we are supposed to take while doing less. That is the amount of 1,20,000. Apart from that, we don't have any other expenditures on the credit adjustment. Then we are supposed to take nil for closing stock, opening stock overvaluation. And if you less the total amount, you'll get 12,89,500 as taxable income from business. Now let us start with the second step, computation of total income or taxable income. So always we are going to start from income from house property. For this, you need to check the first step what you have done as non-business income. As you can see on the less part, non-business income, we don't have any item. If you have any non-business income under here, you can take that non-business income under second step, but we don't have any of that. So income from house property will be nil. Income from business, as you have got the answer of first step, that will be income from business, that is 12,89,500. So that you are supposed to take. From that, if we are having any losses, we are supposed to deduct, as the illustration include a loss which is for business. In the illustration, they have given business loss, that is brought forward business loss, and also brought forward unabsorbed depreciation. They have given as per books as well as per IT Act. So here, as we are doing under taxation normal provision, we are supposed to take as per income tax. If it doesn't have that, we are not supposed to take if they have given only as per books. So if they have given as per income tax, we can take that. So we have both of that. We can deduct these two amounts from the total business income what we got. That is 3,50,000 as brought forward business loss and brought forward unabsorbed depreciation with the amount of rupees 1,25,000 with the total 8,14,500. Apart from that, we are supposed to take the third income, capital gain. So as we are not having any income under non-business income credited to profit and loss account, it will be also nil. Other sources also will be nil as we don't have any other income. So gross total income will be 8,14,500. Then we are supposed to less deductions under section 80G to 80LA. While taking deductions, we are always to check whether they have given donation or not in the illustration. We don't have any donations here, but we have export. So export, the deduction will get under 80H or 80HHC. So this deduction they will get only if the export income is earned the year before 2004 and 5. If they are getting this income before 2004 and 5, they will get the deduction. But here they have not specified anything. That is the reason we are not taking this deduction, because it is not before 2004 and 5. So let us take it as nil. Then the total income or taxable income will be same, 8,14,500. Then we'll go the third step, that is computation of tax liability under normal provision. So first, always we are supposed to take the tax which is under short-term capital gain. So for this you are supposed to see the step 2, what we have done. On that entire income will be there, on that we are supposed to take the tax. As you can see, third income is capital gain. We don't have any short-term, long-term, so that is the reason it will be nil. Then also long-term capital gain also will be nil. So casual income will come under other sources, that is also nil. So that is the reason it will be nil. Then the last tax on other income we are supposed to take. For this, just to take the total income. 8,14,500 we got the total income. On that, take the 25%, as the gross total income doesn't exceed 250 crores. Then you need to take 25% and you will get an amount of 2,03,625. Then surcharge will be nil, because total income doesn't exceed 1 crore. Then you need to charge health and education says 4%. You will get an amount of 8,145. By adding it, I'll get a tax liability under normal provision as 2,11,770. Now let us calculate part B, that is tax liability under MAT. For this we are going to take two steps. One, we are going to find out book profit, and we are going to pay the tax under MAT. As I told you, the format will be fixed for this. Only certain points will have a lot of information included on that. So that I'll just explain while doing the illustration. Always we are supposed to start with net profit or loss as per profit and loss account. But whatever the information you're going to take under this book profit, all should be related to Companies Act or books of accounts. So first let us take with the net profit or loss as per profit and loss account. So in the profit and loss account, we have a net profit with the amount of rupees 10 lakhs. Then we are supposed to check the 8 points we are supposed to add, whether these points are there in the debit side of profit and loss account. First, raw materials we don't have, wages and salaries we don't have, administration expenses also we don't have, depreciation will be there. So let us consider it, 1,07,500. Then apart from depreciation, we have other indirect expenditure will not be considered. Then provision for contingent liability, so that will come under uncertain liability. So both are related to unexpected liability or unexpected expenditure. So that is the reason I have taken there. Then proposed dividend, you are supposed to take as 2 lakh. We have that in the fifth point. So apart from this, we don't have any points which is related to add. So what we have on the format of book profit. So let us take all other points as nil. So do the total, add it with net profit, get 13,47,500. So whatever the points we have under less, this will be located on the credit side of profit and loss account, except the point which is related to loss and unabsorbed depreciation. You can see we don't have any point related to those points which is on the less side under book profit. So all points will be nil. First, always we are supposed to take the depreciation. So depreciation as per books of accounts only we need to take. As per books of accounts, depreciation will be 1,07,500. They have given here also depreciation under IT Act amount to rupees 1,20,000. So this amount is as per IT Act. This we are not supposed to take. Only the depreciation which is on the profit and loss account table, that we are supposed to take as per books of accounts or as per Companies Act. So that is the same amount we are supposed to take. If any revaluation of assets are there, then we can deduct it. So after that, as I told you, brought forward loss, then unabsorbed depreciation we are supposed to take. We are supposed to take only on as per books, not as per IT Act. If they have not given as per books, if they have given only IT Act, then we can't take it. If they have given both of the amount, then we can compare with it and we can take the less amount. Apart from that, we don't have any information to take under less. All other items will be nil. Then we can do the total. We'll get 1,57,500. By lessing the amount, we'll get 11,90,000 as book profit. Let us find out tax on that book profit. So remember the percentage. So on that book profit, we are supposed to take 18.5%. So as we got the book profit as 11,90,000, on that 11,90,000 we need to take 18.5% and we'll get the amount of 2,20,150. Then add surcharge. So as the book profit doesn't exceed 1 crore, it will be nil. The total will be same. Then we need to add education and health cess 4%. We'll get 8,806. Add that amount, we'll get 2,28,956. So we have find it out taxes as per in normal provision and also as per MAT. So let us find out which tax they are supposed to pay. So by taking tax liability under normal provision, comparing with the MAT tax liability, so whichever is the higher we are supposed to take. Under normal provision, the tax will be 2,11,770. Then the tax as per the MAT, so which we have find it out now just now, 2,28,956. So whichever is the higher amount will be paid by the company, that is 2,28,956. So by paying the tax whichever is the higher, comparing with normal provision and MAT, the company will pay the tax. Now let us solve with one more illustration. This is the illustration which is asked in 2019 question paper. So you need to change the assessment here as 2019-20. So in the illustration they have given on the debit side cost of goods sold, then tax relating to long-term capital gain, then we have depreciation, proposed dividend, income tax, net profit. On the credit side, sales, long-term capital gain, they have said it is exempt under section 10 subsection 38. Then we have interest on government securities. Then on the additional information, depreciation allowable for the year as per Income Tax Act is rupees 50,000. Brought forward business loss as per books of accounts is rupees 1,25,000. Brought forward unabsorbed depreciation is rupees 55,000. Then we are supposed to calculate the tax under normal provision, tax under MAT, and also ultimate tax paid by the company. First, let us calculate the tax liability under normal provision with the 3 steps. First step is taxable income from business of Tanush and company. So start with the net profit. As per profit and loss account, we have a net profit of 2,87,000. So let us take that in outer column. After taking that net profit, then we are supposed to add the first point as non-business expenditure, which is debited on the profit and loss account. So on the profit and loss account debit side, we are supposed to check. First is cost of goods sold is business. Then we have a tax relating to long-term capital gain. As they have said, that tax which is paid on long-term capital asset. Then we are supposed to take depreciation, and also they have allowed it under adjustment. So let us take it 85,000. Then we need to take a proposed dividend. So dividend is also non-business, 1,30,000. Let us take that also. Then we have income tax 60,000. As I told you, income tax is a direct tax which will be non-business, 60,000. Apart from that, we don't have any expenditure on the debit side which is related to non-business. Then the second point we are supposed to take as business income not credited under profit and loss account. In the adjustment, we don't have any business income, so it will be nil. Opening stock, closing stock also will be nil. Then we'll get 2,78,000. By adding with the net profit, we'll get 5,65,000. While doing less, we need to take first business income credited to profit and loss account. So on the credit side, we have incomes. We are supposed to take non-business related. So long-term capital gain will be non-business, even though if they have said exempt, so that will be taken as non-business. Here we are considering only whether it is business or non-business. Then we have interest on government securities, that will be also non-business. Apart from it, we don't have any other incomes on the credit side. Only we need to check whether those incomes will be related to business or non-business. That's it. Then we need to take the second point, any business expenditure on the adjustment. We have one, that is depreciation of 50,000. Then stock will be both nil, 2,15,000 will be total. By deducting that, we'll get 3,50,000 as taxable income from business. Let us start with the second step, that is calculation of total income or taxable income. For this, you need to check the income which is on the first step, what you have taken under non-business income. So on that, you will get each and every information to solve here. So first, in income from house property. So let us check on the non-business income credited to profit and loss account. On that only we have 2. On that we don't have house property income. Then income from business, we got the first step answer, what we got, that we are supposed to take. Taxable income from business, amount of rupees 3,50,000 that we are supposed to take. We need to check whether they have given any loss or unabsorbed depreciation that we can deduct also. So let us check that in the illustration. So we have one, brought forward business loss as per books. They have said that we are not going to take because it is as per books. Then we have brought forward unabsorbed depreciation. So unabsorbed depreciation, they have not said it is also as per income tax, but as per books of accounts, unabsorbed depreciation will not be there. That is the reason it will be related to income tax. That is the reason I am deducting from the business income. Then we need to take income from capital gain, as we have one capital gain, as you can see here, long-term capital gain. They have said it is exempt. So now we can consider that income is exempt, which is under section 10 subsection 38. Because under section 10 subsection 38 will be related to long-term capital gain for equity shares which is participated in the stock exchange. Then we have income from other sources. We have one income, that is interest on government securities, will come under that, amount of 15,000. So let us do the total. Gross total income will be 3,10,000. Then we need to deduct deductions. In the illustration we don't have any donations, so to take deduction on that. So apart from that, we don't have any information related to deductions, so it will be nil. Total income will be 3,10,000. Now let us start with the third step, that is a tax liability. We are supposed to find out under normal provision. So while finding out tax liability for this step, you can check the second step what you have done. On that only we are going to get the income. So you can check the short-term capital gain. We don't have that. It will be nil. We don't have a long-term capital gain also because it is exempt. So that is the reason it will be nil. Then casual income also we don't have. So apart from that, we have other incomes, that is tax on other income. Just take the total income what we got, that is 3,10,000. On that take 25%, because gross total income doesn't exceed 250 crores. So you will get 77,500. The total will be same. Surcharge will not be applicable because the total income doesn't exceed 1 crore. Then we need to add health and education cess, 4% on the total tax, 3,100. We'll get the tax liability under normal provision with the amount of 80,600. Now we are supposed to find out the tax which is under MAT 115 JB, as we are finding out the tax liability under normal provision. Now we need to find out the tax under MAT 115 JB. So let us start with the first step, book profit calculation. So on the book profit calculation, format will be fixed. So only items we are supposed to take what we have mentioned. So let us start with the net profit. Then whatever the points we have, 8 points that we are supposed to take, that we are supposed to add. So first we have depreciation, so let us take that. Then we are supposed to take the proposed dividend. Then we have one more point, that is income tax, 60,000. So only 3 items we have on the debit side, so which is under 8 points. So apart from these 3, we don't have any other information. As we can see, all will be nil. 2,75,000 total, and adding with the net profit, you'll get 5,62,000. So I have not mentioned add or less. you need to mention that. While doing less, first always take the depreciation. Under adjustment they have given as per IT Act, don't take that. So as per books of accounts we have a depreciation of 85,000. Let us take that only. If we are having any revalued of assets, that we can deduct from the depreciation. So let us take depreciation as per books of accounts or as per Companies Act, 85,000. Apart from that, we need to check the items under credit side of profit and loss account. We have one, that is long term capital gain is exempted income. So exempted income we can take. So you can see the second point, exempted income, which is under section 10, 11, 12, but except 10 subsection 38. So that we are not supposed to take, as they have mentioned clearly it is related to exemption under section 10 subsection 38. We are not going to take it. So apart from that, we have brought forward business loss. As per books of accounts we can take. Then we have unabsorbed depreciation as per income tax. It is not as per books of accounts, as we have already taken under nominal provision, so it will be nil. So without comparison we can't come to a conclusion, so that is the reason it will be also nil. So both amounts should be there. So all other will be nil because we don't have any information on the profit and loss account credit side. So total book profit will be 4,77,000. Let us start with the second step, which is calculation of tax liability under MAT. So we are supposed to take 18.5% on the book profit what we got, that is 4,77,000 into 18.5%. So we'll get an amount of rupees 88,245. Then we need to add surcharge. Book profit doesn't exceeded 1 crore, then it will be nil. Then we need to add health and education cess 4% on the tax. We'll get an amount of rupees 3,530. By adding it, we'll get a tax liability under MAT 91,775. So let us find out the tax liability which the company need to be paid. So under normal provision tax liability we have an amount. So what we have find it out, tax liability under normal provision, that is 80,600 that we are supposed to take. Then we need to take the tax liability under MAT, what we have done just now, 91,775. Comparing with that, we need to take the higher amount of rupees 91,775. I hope you guys have understood these two illustrations. So solve one more illustration which I have given here. And if you are having any doubts, please mention in the comment section. And thank you for watching.